One thing is for sure, Georgi, the economy must open up and must open up with confidence in order for these and all the other companies to do what they usually do, business. Although numbers for the pandemic have shrunk recently, as of Friday, the regional COVID statistics show that by the number of new cases, Georgia is still leading in the South Caucasus, meaning Armenia and Azerbaijan as well. For example, Azerbaijan had 126 new cases, Armenia had 282 new cases, while Georgia had, on the same day, Friday, 363 new cases. The same is true for the death toll in 24 hours here. Georgia, on average, 3 times more deaths from COVID than in Armenia on Azerbaijan. The numbers are much higher for the other bigger countries in the region, like Russia, Turkey, or Ukraine, of course. What effect will the opening up of the economy have on these numbers when Georgia already knows that it is not able to receive Pfizer vaccine as provisioned by the government earlier, and the status of AstraZeneca vaccine is also getting dimmer, are yet to be seen.
Quite an ambitious picture there, Elena. But today I would like to focus our attention on a different type of pandemic, that is the smoking pandemic. With a representative of Philip Morris, Georgia, we touched upon some very important topics for health and for the smoke-free future we would all like to see and live in. Here are some insights from Yuriy Gordok, General Manager of Caucasus and Moldova at Philip Morris International. Yuriy, thank you so much for being finally at the Forbes office while being on the cover. Thank you so much for your time. Glad to host you here. So we hear almost daily about the smoking pandemic, and many people believe that companies like you are blamed for it. So my intro question, if we may consider so, is quite simple. When your company will stop selling cigarettes?
Wow. Thank you for the invitation and having the opportunity to talk on this difficult topic. Yes, you're right. Often I got this question. I'm asked on this. Mm-hmm. But if you stop selling cigarettes and people continue smoking, legal product will be replaced by illicit immediately. I would ask a different question. When will consumers stop buying cigarettes? Today, consumer demand on cigarettes remains. And there are more than 1 billion smokers around the globe. And based on World Health Organization information, around 1 billion smokers will be in 2025.
And then how do you see the solution for this billion, as you have mentioned, adult smokers?
As you know, the best way for smokers is quit smoking, actually tobacco product and nicotine altogether, but many don't. And these people around us, our friends, colleagues, even in our family members, but we need to have alternative. That's why at Philip Morris, we committed to a smoke-free future, a future where cigarette does not exist. And we would like to proceed as soon as possible on this journey.
How big is the problem in Georgia? Can we talk about some details about Georgia?
Let's have a look at figures.
Okay.
There are approximately 800,000 adult smokers in Georgia. These thousands of Georgians are around us. And they're just, not just the numbers. I meet these people every day on the streets and ask them, why do you do not quit smoking? Why you continue smoking? I think so these people need to have access to the information about alternatives. And we need to understand cause of smoking.
Did I get you correctly that you are talking about some active awareness campaigns within and coming from tobacco company itself and within the adult smokers?
Still, a lot of people believe that nicotine is the main cause and main problem, but it's don't. Nicotine is addictive, but the main problem is combustion. Main problem is combustion, which main cause of diseases. The problem of combustion is generation of smoke. If you can eliminate combustion, actually, you can significantly reduce level of harmful chemicals which cigarettes generate. Yes, our industry has an unreliable problem with credibility in the past. But it's our belief that history should not be used to neglect 800,000 smokers in Georgia.
Yeah.
And those who would otherwise continue to smoke should have an access to science-based information to make more informed decisions.
Oh, okay. My next question is that it's almost 6 months since Georgia has joined Smoke-Free World, let me say so. Tell us about this journey, Yuriy, and at the same time, how did the Georgian consumers accept the product?
I lived in Tbilisi almost 2 years in Georgia. And even before the launch of IQOS in the country, I could see people who took a decision and switched to alternatives. And people actually took their own decision to select product alternatives to smoking. I'm very happy that now we can support legal age IQOS users with full customer service here. I'm glad to share with you that currently thousands of Georgian adult smokers switched from smoking cigarettes to better alternative. On my part, at Philip Morris Georgia, we are very happy that we have launched our smoke-free journey in Georgia, which will support transition of adult smokers in the country. And we are talking about 800,000 people here.
As you have mentioned, thousands of adult Georgians have already chosen smoke-free alternatives. However, according to the latest statistics from NCDC, I'm so happy that I'm quoting NCDC, not about COVID. That's worth to mention. As you have highlighted, there is still around 800,000 smokers in Georgia. What steps should be taken by authorities and regulator for tobacco harm reduction?
I think significant steps have been already taken by NCDC and authorities in regulation of tobacco industry and tobacco product. And we strongly believe that regulation should continue to encourage people to quit smoking, or even better, do not start smoking. However, for those adults who would otherwise continue smoking, regulation should provide access to scientifically based, scientifically substantiated information about alternatives to smoking. And this is the direction which I believe should be taken.
Are you saying that there should be some sort of differential regulation, right?
It should be risk proportionate, at common sense regulation. Actually, it exists in Georgia, but exists in different industries. As an example, you have electric cars, and we have differentiated regulation versus benzene cars. We have alcohol, where regulation is based on level of alcohol in the product. We have energy sector, oil, gas, renewable energy. It's not something new. It's already exists. I think so Georgia can take best examples from European Union countries, where this regulation actually support development of society.
Further resume how Philip Morris Georgia sees smoke-free journey in Georgia.
We have started officially smoke-free journey in Georgia just 8 months ago. And I'm very happy that Georgians are making terrific progress on this journey. Can you imagine? By the end of 2020, 25,000 legal age smokers switched to alternatives. They took a decision based on science, based on the product available in the country, and switched to smoke-free alternatives and stopped smoking. This is an outstanding result and just the beginning of the journey. And I have to underline that we cannot do it alone. It needs to be supported. It's really difficult to have a massive change without support. We have launched our smoke-free journey in Georgia, hoping that Georgia will follow the track European countries by establishing taxation and regulation that support switching from cigarettes to scientifically based alternatives, and hope it will be developed in the country. Georgian government and public authorities have a critical role to play towards tobacco harm reduction by providing clear and not misleading information to the society and creating a framework of regulation which actually supports shift of this smokers, adult smokers, either quit to smoking, or people who would otherwise continue smoking switch to alternatives.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We are BMG. Follow and subscribe for business and economics news.